Is it on your website?
It is on, let me look, Mr. Santa Clarita. Yeah, if you go to YouTube,
Yeah.
it should be my my vanity is Mr. Santa Clarita. That's my vanity on my YouTube.
I'm just putting it in as a search, and it's just not coming up in my phone.
Huh, that's
Home.
weird. Let me give me 1 second. Let me try to load this room again. Let me close it down and then load it back up. Yeah, sometimes these things are really crazy when it comes to Clubhouse. There's been all sorts of glitches lately. I think because they just did an update.
I get Santa Clarita Diet. Apparently, that's a show.
Yeah, it was. It's no longer, but it was.
Huh. Oh, okay. All right, wait a minute. Now I see you.
All right. Let's see what's going on here.
Well, I can't get you there. I'll just have to share it afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So let me get in here. First of all, thank you. I appreciate you for coming in and doing this.
Yeah. Are we on Clubhouse too?
I am working on that right now. I'll give you a proper introduction when I get into Clubhouse. I had closed the app and then I'm opening it up again. So, my events.
If
Titled
anybody's
it
with
Happy
us,
National. Sorry.
I was just going to say, if anybody's with us, we're going to tell you the truth.
Here comes the truth. All right. All right. We are in Clubhouse. I am so excited. Jeffrey, welcome to the room. Alita, Jim, Amy, Terrell, Adam. Oh my gosh, we got all these people
Woohoo!
coming into this room. I am so excited to introduce you to Cami Baker. She is the founder of the Real Agent of Change. She is unbelievable. She is a writer. She has been on national TV. She's written a book. She's unbelievable. So let me do this. Um, we're going to talk about it's National List a Legacy Listing Month. Happy National List a Legacy Month. And whether you are a realtor or a business owner or a financial professional or a lawyer or anything, you need to know about this. It is going to take this country by storm. And I'm just going to let me make sure my volume is up so Cami can talk. And I'm going to bring my Clubhouse family over here to my computer. Let me make sure I allow replays. Yes. We have hand raising is on. If people want to raise their hand, ask questions after we're all done with this presentation, I appreciate it. Let me see. Let me go to normal. Let me go to high. So we got high quality on Clubhouse. Sharu. All right, Cami, take it away. What is national? Say it properly for me because it's a
National
mouthful.
National List a Legacy Listing Month. And you know what? Now that you've done all of your poking around, I'm just going to go live on my Facebook. I'm just going to do it right here. Here is the truth. It's the truth, friends. You're here to hear it from us. And look, here's the truth. The truth is that the best way to fund a nonprofit will always be the proceeds from gifts of real estate. It beats fundraising, it beats grant writing, it 6 times the amount that any nonprofit can bring in. We have a way to do it that is risk free, that doesn't cost the nonprofit a penny to have the transaction handled for them. And there is no excuse anymore And I'm not going to stand for people giving me excuses anymore. I don't care how busy you are. I don't care how many fundraisers you've got lined up. I don't care what your board has to say. The fact of the matter is, nonprofits are struggling. There's 1.3 million and more being born every day. Our real estate friends are struggling looking for listings. They're struggling looking for a unique way to stand out in the marketplace. They want and deserve a full commission. The donors need a smarter way to give with a better tax deduction and a bigger capability to leave legacy. We have all of it right here. It is simple. It is easy. We're going to walk you through it step by step, but we want to give you a warning right now. You cannot unlearn what you're getting ready to learn. And if you learn this and don't do something with it, shame on you. So, with that being said, let's have some fun and share what the truth is.
Always having fun, Cami. Always having fun. Introduce yourself and where you came from and why you're so passionate about what you're doing in the nonprofits. And tell us a little bit about yourself, because a lot of people on Clubhouse, there's a lot of talkers out there. There's a lot of people that, talk a big talk, but don't have the background to back it up.
Well, wow. Where'd I come from? My mama says
I came, sorry.
My mama says I came from heaven, but in all seriousness, my background comes from literally starting at 8 years old when other kids at school wanted gum. And I realized they had quarters in their pocket. And if I brought gum to school, I could get quarters for a penny worth of gum. And I was selling gum to other kids for a profit. And then I took that money and I loan sharked it at high interest and holding collateral when I was 9. So I've just always been able to see in the marketplace what's missing. What is the strategy to make this better? How can you monetize whatever it is? And fast forward, look, I've got a lot of addiction, drinking, alcohol, I was a single mother, like all that stuff in my history too. And you know what? I'm not ashamed of any of that. I'm really proud to have been able to put the plug in the jug. And 20 years ago, I was a single mother. I put the plug in the jug and I got a job at a real estate office. And I was just somebody else's little peon. I put together listing packets for a top producing realtor for a year and a half. I did more real estate in a year and a half as this guy's assistant than most realtors do in their whole career. I was putting together 10, 15 listing packets a week. I was doing BPOs, taking photos. Way back when we would drive and go get the tax card, all that stuff. And over time, I ended up getting licensed myself. I had watched him make tens of thousands of phone calls to expireds and for sale by owners. I ended up hiring the same company that coached him to coach me. And, that's how I started getting my real estate experience, knocking on doors and calling expireds and for sale by owners and handling objections and role playing and traveling the country and investing $1,000 a month for 5 years with the Mike Ferry organization to learn how to be a prospector. So believe me when I tell you, I know what the realtors want. I know what they're up against. I know every room and every Zoom you go in, there's a dozen other realtors. You're never the only one. You'd love to have a unique sales proposition. You'd love to be able to stand out, and you'd love to be able to do great things for your community. You want to make money making a difference, just like our buddy Sam Silver here does. So there's the real estate part. I did HGTV. I sent in a cassette tape way back before we could send a digital video to audition for an HGTV show. That was called My House is Worth What? And they referred me to House Hunters, did a House Hunters episode. Very, very active in real estate. And in my real estate time, I bought with my biggest commission check, I bought a 64.5 Mustang convertible was my dream car. And with that car, I started doing car shows and parades. And that's where I started to learn about social responsibility. I was given the money that we made from the car shows to the Live and Let Live Farm and Ronald McDonald House and Make-A-Wish and all these small nonprofits. And so I got a lot of experience with what the nonprofit world needs too. And a couple of years ago, I was at a conference and I learned about charitable gifting of real estate. And it was this filter, this unique perspective that I had that apparently had me see something that nobody else had seen in 100 years of it being around. I said, why don't we certify 1% of the 2 million realtors in this country so that they can bring it to their communities, so that nonprofits can get funded by the billions, so that they can make a full commission. And that's what brings us here today, Sam Silver, Sam's Heroes.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. We have a couple people in a room right now, and this is going to be on replay. We have a few more people that have come in. Thank you so much for coming in. I wanted to share that it is Happy National List a Legacy Listing Month. That means what we're doing is we're sharing the fact that there is charitable gifting of real estate happening in $9 billion a year. It's happening without us or with us. So Cami is here to talk about it, to be passionate about it. She is all over Facebook. She is talking. And tell me about, oh my gosh, tell me about that one person that gave how much money?
$129 million. So friends, this is why I'm on my soapbox today. This is why I'm a little fired up. This is why I'm bringing more of the fire than the fabulous and the fierce. Because here's the thing. This is happening. There are people who are generous. There are people who want to leave a legacy. This couple in Phoenix, I see Tamisa Leiden's on with us on my phone. Tamisa's a real estate agent out in Scottsdale, Arizona. She's been with us for a little while. Tamisa, this family, a couple, a husband and wife, donated $129 million. Now, I didn't read all the way through. That was all I needed to know to jump on. I don't know if that's one big massive building or if it's 10 or 100 little buildings. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Point is, people are donating real estate. What would your nonprofit do with $129 million? What would you do with $129 million of listings and referral fees? What do you think those
we'd be going on vacation.
Right? What do you think those donors are going to be able to do with the tax deduction that they're getting from that? Look, we're clear that people do this for the right reasons, but they also get a tax benefit. Good for them. They should. They worked hard to get those properties. So we just want to let everybody know, look, if it was Happy National Cookie Day, you'd call a baker or somebody that that loves cookies. Hey, it's cookie day. Happy cookie day. Mother's Day, you call mothers that you don't even want to talk to. I don't know. I did. Any national National Secretary Day, you get her a little present, even though she shows up late and she's drunk. Look, it's National List the Legacy Listing Month. What that means is listing legacy listings. Every donation of real estate, in order for cash to be dispersed to nonprofit, guess what? Got to be liquidated, got to be sold. Guess how we sell property in the United States? The majority of the time, 86% of the time at least, is with a real estate agent. They are listings. They are full commission listings that we call legacy listings because they leave legacy for the nonprofit, for the donor, and for the real estate agents that are smart enough to get involved, and for the financial advisors that earn millions of dollars in fees for all the assets they can now manage friends, if you have not heard of this, and I know you haven't, you haven't heard of it, come to our class, learn about it. Tell us Sam sent you. Like, come to the 101. If you want to put it in the chat, Sam, we can share it however you want. And
Absolutely.
tell us you found us through Sam. Look, we're collaborative. We are, we are passionate and purposeful, and we're profitable. We want to reward Sam for being so passionate. We all deserve to make money while we're making a difference. So come learn how this works. It's fucking free. It's free. What's your excuse now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. I got anybody in the audience would like to ask questions, because I know your heads are blowing up saying, oh my gosh, what is this all about? I got my buddy Michael. He's actually in my community. He's an awesome realtor with eXp. I'm going to invite him to speak. I'm sure he has some questions. We have Darrell. I hope I said that right. We have Sarita. We have my friend Ariel. I see her everywhere. We have Jeffrey. Anybody have any questions about what this is all about? Please come up and speak. Let us know who you are, where you're at, and if you have any questions about. You have to speak now, because Cami is so busy and is going to get busier and busier and busier. So we're very blessed to have her on stream and on Clubhouse, and I will do this is going to be a replay. So please, if you know somebody that needs to hear this, do you have an agent in your office that's hurting for listings right now? Do you know any financial planners or financial professionals? I think that's what they're going to be called soon. Do you have a lawyer? Do you have anybody out there in the community? Nonprofits. Oh my gosh, Michael, there's 80 nonprofits in Santa Clarita. Michael, I need your help. Let's get the word out. Charitable gifting or real estate. And you and I and maybe some others on your team could be the first agents in Santa Clarita Valley to get the word out about this and to really.
Actually, Sam, why
Yes.
don't you share? You have been very much of an advocate for the RAOC and how this whole thing works. You've brought lots of people to learn. You've got
Yes.
nonprofits that are excited. Tell us about some of the nonprofits that you brought to the table and why they are wanting to work with you. What are they going to do with an average of $550,000, which is the average donation from one piece of real estate?
Okay. Well, one of them is it's called Project Diehard, projectdiehard.org. You can go look them up. They're a nonprofit. They're 501c3 charity. And his goal is to help veterans that are suffering from suicide in our community. 22 plus veterans are killing themselves every day. Think about it. 22 veterans are saying, I'm done. And these veterans fought for our country. They went overseas. They fought for causes that maybe they even didn't care about, but they did what they needed to do. It was their job. They come back here, and unfortunately, their demons are more powerful than everything. So he is building a community that they could stay for a year, get their feet on the ground, and help them to get on with life and to be successful and to be fruitful in our communities. These veterans are.
Let me just hit on that for a second.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I feel them. Maybe I'm more empathetic. Maybe you don't see it, but I feel it in my heart. I feel those people that are struggling. Underground Railroad is a place that helps stop human trafficking. Do you know that there are 3-year-old little babies right now that are being raped by grown men for money, and the families are selling those kids? $500, you can have my kid and just have sex with it until it dies. Like, I don't mean to be graphic, friends, but here's the thing. Animals are suffering and being tortured. Universities are shutting down. Churches are not being funded to help with faith. Land that needs to be conserved is not being conserved. Animals in the ocean are dying. Do something about it. And here's the beauty of this. When it comes to charitable gifting of real estate, we're not even asking you to buy a raffle ticket to try to win garbage off a table that you don't want anyway. We're not asking you to bake 2 dozen brownies for a bake sale to try to raise $200. We're not asking you to buy a $5 raffle ticket. We're asking you to share. Let people you know. Our veterans don't have to suffer. Our animals don't have to die. Our children don't have to be raped. All of those organizations need funding to do that which they came here to do. Our mission is to fund their mission. Our purpose is to fund their purpose. And I'm not always this hardcore about it. Sometimes I can actually be a lot of fun, but I'm really on fire today to let people know. I warned you. This is the truth. This is the truth. That guy who is helping people stop committing suicide, he took action. He came to our class and he said, Sam is my guy. Sam's going to help me. He's going to help us get real estate. And we did a presentation together for him that he can now put on his website, on his Facebook. He can put it everywhere, letting people know that he can benefit from real estate. We are not saying this is an immediate overnight fix. We didn't say he'd get $10 million in 30 days. What we said was, let us start building a pipeline with you so that over a short period of time, you can bring in 10 times more than you currently are without all that effort, and you can just do what you were created to do. Go ahead, Sam.
I'm speechless. I mean, you bring out you bring out the fire. You bring out the fire. You're passionate and you're purposeful, and you believe in your cause, and I believe in your cause. And we have so many people that are going to join us and make a difference in our communities. Think about real estate agents. Real estate agents go out there and they help people get the American dream. They help them get their first house. They help them get their second house. They help them. It's the biggest investment of their lives. Think about agents out there. Think about it. If you can make a real difference in the nonprofits that are suffering in our communities every day. They have bake sales. I just saw what was a wine dine in something recently in the Santa Clarita Valley. They went down Main Street and they had wine and alcohol and food and stuff like that. But how much money are they actually making in that time, in that night, in that the energy that's put out, the money that's put out for marketing, because they have to put it in newspapers, they have to put it in the local magazines, all that time and effort, and then how much are they getting for it? How much are they making for their nonprofit? Are they making $550,000 for that nonprofit? I'm thinking no. I don't see their books. However, think about if you can get a couple people that are philanthropic in your community that want to do something good for their community. They grow up in their community. They raised in their community. They go to all the political things in their community. They're out there all the time. Think about if they could say, listen, as a real estate agent, I'm making a change in my community. I'm making a change.
Let's share the Sam Silver story, shall I?
Sure.
Sam Silver had twins that were born as preemies, and if it wasn't for the heroes in that hospital, his children wouldn't be here today. And so he has pledged to give 20% of the commissions he brings in to the heroes of the community, whether that's military, firefighters, nurses, doctors, etc., So here's the thing. We've spoken with a dozen or so realtors like you, Sam, who on their website have pictures of them handing a check over to Make-A-Wish and over to the Firefighter Society. They talk a good game about how socially responsible they are. And you know what? They are giving those checks. God bless. Every penny adds up to another penny in the bank account. But here's the thing. There's a group out in Washington, actually. I want to give a shout out to Tisha Perry and her group. They have a group called the Giving Group, and they give 10 or 15% of their commissions too. They stepped into the Real Agents of Change. But there are other realtors,
I know them,
who saw this and didn't do anything. How can you possibly smile for the camera and talk about how much you want to help the puppies and the veterans and know that you could get them $500,000 and get paid a full commission to do it and not take action? See, we're looking for people like Sam, people who don't just talk a good talk, people who don't just say they're here to help, but people who put action behind their words. And so now that Sam is part of our group, he's brought a dozen nonprofits. He's invited realtors. As a matter of fact, give a little shout out to our friend Jacob. Tell us why you introduced me to Jacob. And it's an interesting story of lots of people wanting Jacob to meet us.
Jacob Jennings, and a lot of the people in our clubhouse know Jacob Jennings. I think Jeffrey and Ariel know him. He has been in clubhouse for over a year, like me, and he helps the LGBTQ community with housing. And he created his nonprofit, Sherlock Homes, and he has a room in Clubhouse called Hearts for Homes. And he is so passionate to help LGBTQ as well as veterans, women that are homeless, the recovering addicts, you name it. He's out there passionate and purposeful on his cause and his mission. Nothing's going to stop him. And I met Cami and I said, oh my gosh, these two are kindred spirits. I have to connect them together. And it was like fireworks when they met. They both have the passion and purpose for nonprofits, the passion and purpose to get the word out that there's a better way to do things, that we don't have to knock on doors and we don't have to make cold calls, and people don't have to run the other way when they see us. And we could do things different. We could change the whole aura of a realtor. A realtor is considered like a lawyer right now. No offense to lawyers, but people don't think very highly of lawyers. What we want to be is thought of like doctors, as advisors, as somebody you can confide in, somebody that we can change lives, and people see us coming in and say, oh my gosh, this guy is the most awesome realtor, and he's given back to this charity and this charity and this charity. We want to make a difference. We want to get paid, of course, because we got to make a living. And this is the opportunity to get full commission while making a difference. And I'm just, I can't I can't stop talking about it. So I'm really excited. I'm pumped.
Well, imagine
I'm sad that I didn't get I'm sad that I didn't get the connection with the family that gave that money. Oh my gosh, that would have made my year.
Imagine, make your whole career.
Absolutely.
But imagine being a real estate agent and all the rooms and Zooms you go into, you're never the only one. There's always another realtor in the room. Imagine if when somebody were to ask you, hey, what do you do? My buddy Ronald Cooming is on right now. I've known this guy for 10 years. We've been to 100 networking events together. He knew me back during the Mingle to Millions days when I was teaching networking, and I used to laugh about Ding dong, the pitch is dead. 30-second pitch, the elevator pitch. Ding dong, the wicked pitch is dead. And talking about, you know, being different, standing out in networking events. Imagine as a real estate agent when somebody says, "Hey, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?" Instead of saying, "I'm a realtor," everybody knows 12 of them. Who cares? What if you were to say something like, "Well, I actually help generous high net worth individuals give smarter." Who do you know that has a ton of real estate and wants to be more philanthropic? Or, well, I like to work with visionary, forward thinking nonprofits who want their donors to be able to give them 6 times what they're currently giving. Who do you know like that might want my help? Ooh, somebody at my door. Hold on one second. But isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting way to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So she had somebody knock on our door. Jeffrey, Ariel, you want to ping some people in this room that need to know about Happy National List the Legacy Month? Please ping some people, share, and this is going to be on replay, so feel free to share afterwards. I appreciate you guys being in this room. Jeffrey is from Compass Real Estate in San Francisco. I'm giving you a plug, Jeff. San Francisco real estate advisor. So he's passionate and purposeful. He's an advisor. He's an advisor, not just a realtor. He's an advisor. And that's what I was talking about. Being an advisor is so important in this business. And Ariel is a wonderful mom of 2 incredible kids. She's a realtor. She's part of the Wendy Davis. Hold on, give me a second. I want to say it right. She's part of the Wendy Davis group powered by eXp. She's a solutions engineer, crypto enthusiast, forex trader, investor. She's out of the box thinker. I desire to mystify building generational wealth in underserved community. I have a passion for people. Dance. She's a dance lover, budding content creator, and she's got Instagram, homesby.ari. And
what it is.
Please connect with her if you have. Let's see, where are you located? You need to put that in your bio so we know where to send referrals. So let me do this. Let me go to your Instagram. Oh, you haven't posted yet. Go back 1 second. And okay, no posting yet. Let's go back 1 step. Go here. I thought it was free. Yep. I need to get rid of some people, but I will follow you later. Let's see. I've reached the maximum amount of people. So here, let me invite you guys up. And
yeah, I appreciate you.
Oh, Ariel.
Hey.
Welcome, welcome.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you? Can you hear me?
Or they will
Ariel?
They'll give us diagnostic guidelines to go by.
Can you hear me, Ariel?
Hey guys, my apology. I had a repair guy show up out of the blue. I had to deal with him, so thank you.
No problem, Cami. Ariel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Ariel, I just read all your stuff, and Cami's back. Introduce yourself. And do you have any questions for Cami about this whole process? I know your head's probably exploding because it's something that I gather you didn't know about.
It is. I definitely didn't know about it. I had seen her post on Workplace, and I hadn't been able to make it to any of the classes. But I'm definitely intrigued about this because, like you read, I do have a passion for helping people. So this is very intriguing. And my question for you, Cami, is how did you get started with this?
Well, Ariel, thank you for asking, and thank you for your interest. 2.5 years ago, I was at a conference, as 500 I have ever been to. I'm a conference just junkie. And I'm there, and the guy says on the screen, charitable gifting of real estate. And he starts talking about it. And I thought, how can I have 15 years in real estate and not just like a regular realtor that does 10 transactions a year, but like hardcore heavy duty real estate and all that fundraising. And I'd never heard of it. So I started really delving into it. And the more I learned, the more I found out that 99.9% Ariel of realtors and of nonprofits don't have a clue about this. But $9 billion a year is donated at an average of $550,000 per transaction or per donation. That's 18,000 gifts of real estate a year on average that are being made. And it kind of sounds like a lot, but really is small in the scheme of things. And so many people just don't know about it. So my vision was, with all that real estate background that I have and all that nonprofit background, I thought, wow, my real estate friends, I don't do real estate anymore. I don't list real estate. I travel the country in my RV. That's why you guys are seeing me here with my RV and the curtain and everything. So I don't sell real estate myself, but I know that 1% of the 2 million realtors in this country would be grateful to not only help their communities, but get paid a full commission to do it, and have a business development aspect of this, actually leverage real estate for real change and make money making a difference. So I just saw it just like you're seeing it now. It's just that when I saw it, no one else in 100 years has been around since 1917. United States government put the tax deduction in place. And they said, if you'll donate real estate, you won't have to pay any capital gains tax. And you can write off the appraised value, regardless of what it sells for, as the basis for your tax deduction. I learned all that. I couldn't say all that in a sentence 2 years ago, but having said it now probably 200,000 times, I've just learned about it. And my goal, my mission, my passion, my purpose is to teach people like Sam to bring it to people too, so that I'm not the only big mouth, so that we have 100 and 1,000 and 10,000, and that because we're not a movement, we are a revolution. A revolution means when you overthrow the government or social order that is not working. That is a revolution. This is a revolution. Fundraising doesn't work. Real estate is hot. Fundraising is not. And it doesn't matter what marketplace, what city, what price point, what year, what time of year. That's not why real estate's hot. Real estate is hot because 43% of our wealth is held in real estate, no matter what year or what time in history. 43%. Why are all the nonprofits begging and having their hands out for less than 3% of the cash that we can get our hands on? 43% of our wealth is held in real estate, and nonprofits can bring in 6 times. It's proven. We've got the reports to show you. If nonprofits can bring in 6 times as much with real estate, and we're realtors, and we pay you a full commission to go list these legacy listings, why wouldn't you want to do it, right? That's my mindset. So thank you for being here.
No, thank you. Definitely.
Thank you, Ariel. Ariel, Donna just came into the room. Let's back up, Cami, to we have a new speaker in the room. Donna's a realtor, and she is unbelievable. We've been connected for the last year. Donna, it's Happy National List a Legacy Month, and give me a synopsis, Cami, for Donna, since she just entered the room. What are we doing today?
Donna, National List a Legacy Listing Month is a public service announcement. It is a way to celebrate, acknowledge, and just inform nonprofits of a better way of getting funded, real estate agents of a way to get paid a full commission to fund nonprofits, and people who own real estate. We give them a much smarter way of leaving legacy through donating real estate in a simple platform where any of the 1.3 million nonprofits, including your church, your soup kitchen, your animal shelter, any of them can benefit from gifts of real estate with zero risk and zero out-of-pocket expense to do these transactions. So this has been possible for 100 years, but no one really saw it the way I saw it until a couple of years ago. So me and my big mouth, I have been able to attract and inspire and engage others like Sam Silver to help spread the word. And that's why we're here. We want real estate agents to know we need your help. We can't do this by ourselves. We want to give $1 billion a year to the nonprofit world at an average of $550,000 per transaction. That's about 2,000 transactions. And it's about $50 million in commission. And if you want to get a piece of that and do the right thing while making money, welcome to the revolution.
Thank you so much, Cami. Yeah, when people come in a room, we do like a reset. And because sometimes people are coming in and going, what are you talking about? So, Donna, you want to come up? Do you have any questions? Can you come up? Because we're all on this mobile world environment. This is an audio app, and you never know where people are going to be when they're on their audio app. But Donna, you want to come up and ask a question? Or maybe you know a realtor out there that wants full commission and wants to make a difference in the community. Please ping them. I'm going to see if I can ping some more. I'm in ping jail right now. If you ping too many people, then it says, okay, you're done. So give me 1 second. Let me ping. No. High number of people on the app right now. So Errol, do you have any other questions right now that we can answer?
Would this be something that could work for charter schools? I know charter schools are nonprofits. I'm just not sure if there's a particular type of nonprofit or it's just kind of open to whoever's open.
Well, thank you for asking. So there are 1.3 million public charities. So yes, they definitely would. Now here's the trick. The charter school itself is not going to accept a gift of real estate. That's too risky. It's too cumbersome. What if the charter school is in New York City and the property is in California or Florida or Texas or someplace else in the world for that matter? It would just be too arduous and complicated. And what if it's $1 million condo with a $300,000 mortgage? We all know that when real estate exchanges hands, in order for the donor of the real estate who is donating to a 501c3, the only way for them to get that tax deduction is to actually have the property exchange hands. The property can't exchange hands with a lien on it. So in other words, that $300,000 mortgage has got to be paid off by somebody. So even if Sam and I sit on the board and know how this works, I'm not coming out of pocket. But what we have is a really simple process. We have a simple third party, what we call specialized nonprofit, that actually takes title to that property so that the charter school has no risk ever at all, so that the charter school doesn't have to pay a $300,000 mortgage. And so the charter school doesn't even need to know the address of the property. That's how far removed they are. But when the property is listed, once the specialized nonprofit has the property, they list it with a charitable real estate specialist. And when they sell it at a full commission, the proceeds, 90 to 98% of the proceeds go to that charter school from the donor that wanted them to have it. So yes, any nonprofit can benefit. And just as an example, as we are seeing if anybody has any other questions, if you were to Google charitable gifting of real estate, we're working on our SEO right now so that you always find us first, but we know that you're going to Google it. So let me just say, for example, you'll find nonprofits who do take real estate. There's about 50 as best we can guess in the country. One of them is Cars for Kids. CamiBaker.com. Why would you talk about someone else who takes real estate? Aren't they your competition? Well, if you donate real estate to Cars for Kids, which is a wonderful organization and has a brilliant marketing campaign, then the donor will get the tax benefit. But here's the trick. They cannot say who gets the money. Cars for Kids gets the money. They're the ones doing the transaction, just like another dozen or so online that you'll find. What we're saying is the way that this system works, not only does the donor get the tax benefit, but they get to choose your charter school, your soup kitchen, your church. 10 of the nonprofits can get a piece of the pie. They can put the money in a donor advised fund. In other words, the way that we do it, any and all nonprofits can benefit, not just the ones that you see marketing this online.
Ariel, you there? Oh, bad area. Donna, did you want to come up? Ask any questions because here. Oh, I guess Donna left. Okay. So
I've got some friends online too. I've got Jeffrey Bloom, who's a friend of mine from New York City. We've got Tamisa Leiden, who is in Scottsdale and is a real agent of change. Ronald Cooming, good friend of mine. We've been to 100 networking events together. Paul Godbout III, who is on a lot of my videos, and now Alan, who should be at work right now, is popping in on the video. If any of you have any questions, just please feel free to say so. When Sam Silver and I get on, we just hang on for about an hour and we blow your minds with some information and then kind of hang tight until we hear a question. So,
and I'll reset the room while you're looking for questions. Welcome.
So Sam, as long as you've been with us,
yes.
What's a question you have? What's something that after 2 months of playing with us, you'd like clarity on? Or is it that we're just such good trainers that it's so crystal clear that you could teach the class as you have?
How do you get past the gatekeeper of a nonprofit? Because everyone has a gatekeeper.
That's a great question. And I'm going to talk about it in a couple of different ways. First of all, what I want to say, and I know you're trying to type something over there, so you go ahead and do your thing. First of all, friends, please talk to your warm market about this. It is the nonprofits that you know. It is the volunteers that you already know. It is your grandmother. It is your top 50 best clients. It's the people that come into your restaurant. In other words, your warm market deserves to know about this. And frankly, when you tell your warm market, we all know at least 200 people. That's a round number that you hear sales forces talk about. If you literally shared this with 200 people, even if you just said, hey, look, I learned about a way that nonprofits can get funded, no fundraisers, no grant writing, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who are the nonprofits that you know that could benefit from that kind of funding? That way, we're not asking that person to donate real estate, or we're not trying to sell them anything. We're asking them, who do you know that's a nonprofit? So your question is, how do you get past the gatekeeper? My answer to that is, don't try to go through the gatekeeper. Get a warm introduction to a decision maker, and the 200 people that you know, or 500, or however many that you might have, you will get introduced, and one thing leads to another. Now, some people in our group are doing cold calls, and we have a woman named Denise who reached out to Habitat for Humanity. And friends, there are hundreds of Habitat for Humanity. I've come to learn there's 70 countries that are represented. in Habitat for Humanity. And Habitat for Humanity has gotten a check from a gift of real estate, but they don't talk to each other. So each individual chapter and branch and county and city and state needs to know. So she reached out to Habitat for Humanity International, and lo and behold, whatever she said, she got through to the decision maker, who said, you know what? We get offered property all the time. The last 2 deals that we had went so horribly bad that we're looking for someone to help us. This is perfect timing. I'm on vacation next week, but when I get back, let's talk about it. So I'm going to be introduced to her soon. But what I want to say is, if you talk to your warm market and just ask them, hey, don't you volunteer down at the Red Cross? Aren't you always directing traffic down at the church? Aren't you friends with the deacons down there? Like, get a warm introduction, because see, I didn't cold call Habitat for Humanity. I'm being warmly introduced. And let me tell you something. There is such a better, warm, loving, inviting, open to new information type of energy when I'm introduced to somebody, as opposed to if I just randomly walk up on somebody. See, the fact is, Habitat for Humanity, that level, international, 70 countries and 1,700 branches.
Wow.
We could literally bring in hundreds of billions of dollars for Habitat for Humanity, which equates into hundreds of millions, billions of dollars in commissions for real estate agents, just because this is a warm introduction, right? So by the time I get on the phone with this lady, the woman that in our group is going to say really nice things about me, and she's going to be ready and excited to speak with me. And because I've been given that red carpet, she'll be more open and receptive and friendly. And maybe she'll even have watched a couple of videos before we get on the phone. So friends, don't try to go through the gatekeepers. Go through your warm market. Let them make warm introductions for you.
Thank you so much, Cami. I appreciate you. We're down to we got 7 more minutes. I want to respect Cami's time because it's 4 o'clock here. It's 7 o'clock there. It's probably past dinner time. And Ariel, any more questions that you have, that any burning desires that you got sitting there? And I'm sure your head is exploding right now. She's speechless.
I want to say one more thing about getting past the gatekeeper, because there's always a different spin. Mm-hmm. And I do want you guys, once you're past your warm market, to have other ideas. I personally have watched 100,000 little 3-minute videos of animals being rescued, of animals that were literally skin and bones, and now they're all wiggly and going to their forever home, and the horses and the pigs and all. You know, I've seen so many videos of people who personally have like 30 animals that they live with and sleep in their bed, and they just love animals, but they need to feed them, right? Mm-hmm. I even, now I'm saying don't cold market, but here's the thing. There's a way to be warm in your reach out. There was a video that I watched today that I was so struck by. It's National List of Legacy Listing Month. I'm the creator of this revolution. How dare I not reach out, right? So I made a little message, and I sent to this nonprofit that had it posted. I said, I love your videos. I watch them all the time, and I love to help you get funded. I want you to know it is National List a Legacy Listing Month. And what that means for you is that real estate is a better way to fund your nonprofit than fundraisers or grant writing. We have a system that makes it risk-free and easy for you. I know you don't know me. Here's a video. Take a peek. And if you want to 6 times, exclamation point, what you bring in, let me know. I'm happy to chat with you. Now, It's still a cold reach, and they
Yeah.
may not even reach back out. But if I send those to 10, I'll bet 2 of them will reach out. And ultimately, I have nothing but the purest of intention. My agenda is clean. I have no ulterior motive but then to help them rescue millions of animals.
Yeah.
So I can send that with a clear conscience of not raping and pillaging, and other people can do that too. If you love veterans, if you love your church, if you want to save the environment, I told you, you can't unlearn what you just learned. Every time a friend of yours posts a GoFundMe account, help the puppies. It's my birthday, and all I want is for you to send $10. Because if we can give them $200 on my birthday, we'll save a dog. Fuck that. Let them know they can get funded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cami, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
I told you I was on fire today.
You are. You are. Ariel, are you back?
She's like, no, I don't want to talk to that woman.
I am here and I am cracking up right now. That was wonderful.
Yeah, she is a character. You know why I'm doing this on a Friday afternoon evening. So, you have any questions, Ariel, or I'll send you a link for. Actually, if you click on the top, my link is there. And then what I want to do is get you on a Wednesday. It's only a half an hour to understand the basics of this. Um, and then I'd love to get you in a couple weeks, Cami.
Yes. The third
Or
Tuesday of the month is the master class, whatever day that is.
third Tuesday of the month. So I want to get you into that as well. But if you click on my link, if you go to samrocks.com, it will go to the realagentsofchange.com. It forwards to it. So go in there, click on the Real Agents of Change 101 class. Actually, it's Charitable Real Estate 101. I try to make sure I have it right in my head. Go on there, and I would love to see you in the class next week, and then in a couple more weeks for the 3 hour where we get deeper into what it's all about. It's amazing. I don't think Cami sleeps. I know my brain is always running since this, since she blessed me with this. So I appreciate you being in these clubhouse rooms. I appreciate all of you on streaming. Thank you so much, Cami, for coming in and blessing us with your fire.
Well, thank you for all you do, Sam. When I saw this that day in that boring ass conference with 12 people, I was promised there'd be 100 people there. It was for nonprofit. It was a power of purpose kind of a gathering with nonprofit talk. And there was only 12 people there, and I was bored shitless, and I was ready to go to lunch. And the speaker started talking about this. I thought about people like you. I thought, man, there are a lot of realtors just like me out there that want to do good in the world, and damn it, they deserve to get paid to do it. And these nonprofits need them to let them know that this is happening. So you are someone who called me forth when I needed to be called forth. So thank you for your energy on this planet.
I appreciate you, and we're gonna close our clubhouse room. Please click on the link above. Connect with me, Ari. You know how to get me. You go to samsilverhomes.com for my personal website. You can go to my 10K card. The easiest one for my 10K card is sam661.com. It goes to my 10K. I have to get you a 10K, Cami, because it has everything on that page. And then we could talk to the founder of it, and he would be a great person to know. He has connected all over the place, and he is a forward thinker. And yeah, you would definitely get along with Sean. So we have to do something with Sean if I can get him on his schedule. So he would be awesome.
We'll get you really, really schooled on the presentation so you can answer all the questions as well as I can. And then we can let him know. All right. I want to introduce you to Cami because she wants to tell you the truth.
There you go.
But if you want your donors to get a little more classy, laid back, friendly, then they can have
Thank you, Cami. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ariel. And thank you for everybody else that came into the room. And I appreciate all of you. Your time is so valuable. We don't have enough time in this world. You can't buy back time. You can always make more money, but you can't buy back time, and your time is valuable. And I appreciate you spending the time with me. God bless everybody, and good night.